Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ron, and today I want to go over the media mods that I've talked about in the last two videos. I did a little research on YouTube, got a lot of information from Air Photography. That's a real good channel. Does the drones and all the cameras and all the latest stuff. So anyway, I watched a real good video that he put together on the media mod, and with his 3 ports back there, power and speaker, and then the other one is for moving the video to a I guess a side device, another monitor or something. And I thought that might solve my power issue that I'm having running the Rode. I think it's with the Rode microphones, and using the mic adapter that Hobie has. I've been running that adapter for several years, so they are old. But I was just having too much problem with getting good audio to the camera. So I invested in one and got it, and worked good. Worked real good. Had no power issues. I moved over to as you'll see on one of the videos, to Yak Power, onboard power, and that's even worked out even better. So anyway, some of the people on YouTube were complaining about, you know, when you mount them with the embedded fingers in the camera, it's a pain in the butt. You got to take everything apart to get into it, to change the battery or to change the SD card. Well, I don't have either of those two issues as far as having to change the battery or the USB card, so that wasn't an issue for me. But I thought it would be nice to have a little better way to mount it, and I started doing what I do, searching YouTube, and I found a guy that got frustrated with the way the 8s and 10s and the 11s came, I guess, with the embedded fingers for mounting. And he set out to solve the problem for a mount for these cameras. His channel is Pawpaw, so I guess he was an older gentleman, kind of like me, I guess, and that must be what his grandkids call him, Pawpaw. Anyway, he came up with a really slick idea, and so I'm not taking credit for it. All I've done is I built it. I built 2 of them. I'm going to build 2 more, but not in the video. I'm just going to show you what they are. So the way this mount works is just using some aluminum, and I'll show you a little closer view here in a minute, and some mounting accessories from Amazon, and I'll leave the link in those down in the description. And I'm very pleased with them. Very simple to do. So anyway, we'll get into it now and show you what these things look like, and I'll show them on the camera, and then I'll take the camera off and show you what was involved in making them. So enjoy watching. Now here's what they look like mounted on the Ram tough pole. It's what I use for front and back. You know, it's a clean installation, a clean way to do it. I'm going to give it a turn where you can see. See here, just using some of the camera accessories, and I get them from Amazon. Got them from Amazon. So okay, and with the media mod, here's what we were talking about on the 3 ports. So I'm sure all of y'all know about that. So I'll break one of them down and show you the components. Okay. Okay, I've got one set up here. I just took off the rim mount, and I'm not going to take it apart because I've got most of the pieces right here that you need. It's very, very simple. You've got the foot mount, and you'll need you can get you'll need two of these washers, as you can hopefully you can see right in there, and that is just going to be a stabilization point. See, it's not attached to the camera. And I also used one of these super sliders for furniture and put it on top of the washer. Over here on the left side, you've got a cold shoe mount on the side of the camera, and this goes in there, and you tighten this one up to the camera, and then you have your hole that you're going to locate and drill over here on the side, and put the second round nut up against it to tighten it and secure it. Now, the material that I used to make this, I got it from Lowe's. It's right here. It's 1/4 inch thickness and 1 inch wide, and I got a 3 foot section. I did both of them with a 7-inch cut piece. Just cut it with a hacksaw, and I just kind of guessed where I needed to bend it. This is a 45, of course, and that's what I did. I just used a camera as a guide, and just went to bending, and the first hole I wanted to locate was in the drill was this one over here, because that's a hard mount, and then this one can be actually anywhere, because it's just got the bottom of the camera resting on this configuration. So that's really all there is to it. I cleaned it up, rounded off the edges on mine. As you can see, I painted it, what I had on hand was some dark blue. So I like it a lot, and I'll show you here in a second how easy it is to pop the camera out. Okay, here's one that I took off the mount to show you how easy it is to get the camera out. So all you do on these medium mods, the release is over here on the side, and just use your finger, pop it out, the camera comes out. That's pretty simple, isn't it? So I like it. It's a good way to do it. It's plain and simple. It's easier, not that I need it for the battery or for the SD cards, but for putting the cameras in the mounts when I'm getting ready to go, and for taking them off when I get home, done from fishing, and hopefully have fishing videos to produce instead of how-tos. Okay, this is Ron from Kayaking for Fishy Tales, and I'd like for you guys to subscribe, and hope you like it, and so just do a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Try and get some real good fishing coming up this year. I'm a little more familiar with the area. I just moved here about 2.5 years ago, and my son-in-law and I do some fishing, but we don't really know the areas here, so we just kind of go where we think we can go, and we've been fairly good at being able to find some fish, and I've caught my PB here on for redfish which was 34 inches. That was quite a challenge. So that was a lot of fun. I've done a lot of fishing all my life, from a kid on. My biggest fish ever, well, we used to shark fish off of one of the big bridges in Florida, Sunshine Skyway. My buddies and I, we'd camp out over the weekend out on about a half a mile out on the roadway on the bridge. But I got a trip with a customer of mine, Mark Dillingham, in Florida, Captain Mark Dillingham. He's guiding redfish and trout and all the normal species, but he also started getting into guiding down at Boca Grande when the tarpon started coming in, and I went twice with him, and what an experience! You got, when the tide's coming in, the tarpon come in with it, and they're hunting the blue crabs, and so there'll be 50, 60 boats out there in this tarpon pod, and as you drift through the pod, you get hooked up and you holler, fish on, and everybody vacates the area because these lines are down 40, 50 feet deep. And you can just visually think about that for a minute. Anyway, I hooked him on one trip, and of course we peel out and get away from the group as fast as you can. There's been broken legs, broken arms, these things jumping in the boat. I mean, I'm talking 150 and 200 pounders. So we get away from the pod and we're fighting this thing, and I don't know, it seemed like for a half hour I was on it, and it was fighting hard. And I finally turned it over to another fellow that was with us, and he fought it for a little while, and then when it got really tired out, then I took it back over and we got it. I've got a picture of that. I might post it just as a picture. The guys estimated it was probably in a 200 pound range based on its scale. They pull a scale off, and because you don't keep them, you don't do anything, you just leave them in the water, you put them back in the water and get them revived. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll get to doing some fishing. It's really pretty nice today, but it's still cold. I'm probably shaking this camera, but I'm just out here in a thin shirt. All right, well, please consider subscribing and doing a like, and we'll see you out on the